Got me a big Canadian whitetail here. I gotta film Woody today. He's so excited he wants to run off before I can even get started this morning.
Yeah.
What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, I'm pretty excited to be the one carrying the gun today. It's not that often that I get to, so I'm happy about that. We got some beautiful fresh snow. Got a buck track that, well, last year Hal saw him and got on him, and so we're gonna kind of cut up one of these skid roads, see if we can intercept them up here. But we got a nice windy day. They don't seem to be moving too much right now, so good chance we might catch this one. We'll see what happens. So we're gonna put some boots to the ground and see if we can cut some distance. We don't know where he is, so let's get going. We sliced over that ridge, figuring he was gonna come down and probably stay on top of the ridge line up there, but we dove over the other side and he was heading back down to where the road looped. But there's snow in it, but we got to take it because it's not frozen from the night. It looks pretty, but there's still snow in it, but it snowed all night long, so we'll see how we go when we get going. We'll get assessing. Not the biggest buck in the woods, but we're going to take it because we haven't seen much for tracks yet. We rode some roads quite a bit, and they didn't seem to move very much. Few does, but one small buck on another road. But this one looks fairly decent, so let's get going on it and see if we can cut some distance. Yeah. It doesn't look that old. I mean, it can't be that old, right? Ready? I'm ready. Coming down this buck track, we just jumped a cow and a calf right over there. Good news is they never knew we were there until I walked right into them, but staying on this buck track, and lo and behold, shined up signpost rub from this year. This buck didn't stop, but neither are we. We're going to keep going here. I want to cut some distance, see if we can catch up to him. So we're going to keep going on this thing. Come flying down through here. Try to make up time. We're just about running. Not really, jogging kind of. Gotta get out of him right in front of us. It's all part of the spoils. It's what we talk about, the adventure. Sometimes you have highs, sometimes you have lows. This is a low right now, but things can change. We're gonna head back up, try to find another track. But chased one for a little while, just never got on it. Never got to see it, but that's all right. We're not going to waste too much time. We got to get going. Crazy thing just happened. We just headed up and we see another deer track come down. It was a doe track, and we took it for just a little bit, and that guy got off that deer. He's headed right down. So our luck changed automatically. It's just the way it goes. You got to pay attention. Just curiosity. I learned that from Hal. Got to check everything out. Got to keep checking everything out. I don't care if it's a rub down there. Stop for a second, take a look at it. It just, things materialize from nothing. We just did that during moose season. We almost got a big bull because he made something out of nothing. So good lesson is to never give up. You know, we were headed up. We just checked that track, and here he is again. And that guy ain't on him. So we're going to get back on him. We get too much invested in him right now to not keep going. So let's get going. Keep on him.
Yeah, we've been on this buck for, God, I don't know, it must be about 5 miles anyways, but he's come around the backside of a big mountain and had no idea he'd ever go this far for what it is for a track, but he must be old enough to cover territory and just doesn't have that big of a track. But had to stop here and let Woody rest up. He's getting kind of played out here.
Started to feed over there. He laid down here. It's frozen, but looks much fresher than what we come in over here. I think we should slow down a little bit. We'll see what he does, but we didn't definitely jump him. He walked right out of this one, so at least he stopped. We got into a bunch of deer over there. We had to take it slow a little bit, but then took a crap. Well, we had to make a sort of like a strategic decision. We just crossed yet another road, and he's on a mission, headed straight away. We're going a long way, so we decided that we're gonna, crazy as it seems, we're gonna leave him because we go down too much further. We're gonna have to start to turn back anyway. It's gonna get so late. We're never gonna make it back to the truck before dark, pretty much. We'll have to really hoof it, but we got a better chance of cutting back up high and see if we can get on another one. You never know. We're gonna, how far or where we're gonna catch another deer on its mission. So this guy here, he's going someplace, but he laid down one time, fed what, twice? Really not really much at all. He's just been going and going and going. So we're gonna cut our losses and try to find the next one. Gotta have a sandwich though. About on E from breakfast, so get a little bit of energy in us and keep going. Still got time. Still got time in the day. It's just hopefully we hit something a little closer to the truck somewheres. We'll see. Monday morning of the second week, 2014 Maine season. Still got some snow. Pretty good snow. We should be able to find we should know if it's a fresh track or not. And this is from Saturday, or Friday actually. We had a little warm day yesterday, but up higher it'll be even a lot more snow than this. And I think they moved over the weekend because that wind died down. Saturday when the deer weren't moving, so we're gonna. Well, we got quite a walk up in there, but you never know where you're gonna cut the track. So we're just gonna get going, and we'll keep you up to date as we move along during the day. Hopefully we get lucky and cut a track that looks like that with that little bit of snow pushed forward. It would be nice. Nice round circle cut, nice and sharp. All kinds. It's like sugary in the middle there. We want to see a track like that. So, all right. We get on a track on the other side of the mountain. And lo and behold, guess what? Took up over the top, back down the backside, started to head off, sort of where we didn't want to go, but we heard two shots not that far in front of us, probably maybe a half mile or so. But he was headed in the wrong direction, so we decided we're going to leave him. It's just too much chance. We headed the ridge line on the backside of the mountain, and we came around one of the pinnacles, and well, actually we went over one of them and came back down, and we got into some doe tracks and started to follow, and we got a buck feeding in here. Not that old, not a huge buck, but we're going to take it and see what happens. We're going to try to sort it out a little bit, because it could be handy pretty quick here. It's windy, beautiful day to kill one, so let's get going. See what we can see here. Finally got into the deer sign. Took us a long time this morning to find him, but we got him now. There's a lot milling in around here feeding, but it's 11 o'clock. We needed to eat an hour ago. We found some water over there, so we're gonna sit here. Always pick a good spot to watch. Got a good area to watch, and take a few minutes to get some energy back in you, and we're gonna get right back on it, so stay tuned. We had to leave another buck track today because it was headed off in the other direction again, and it really didn't excite us all that much. So Hal had an idea. He remembered where he killed thin horns 20 years ago and took it out, and he had thought about it a little bit, and he knew there was some cuts up in here, so we cut up in. Actually, on the road we saw where a good one came out. We cut up in here, and several nice bucks in the past couple of days have been cruising around, scraping, and what a nice rub that is. I'd like to catch this one. You know, we're on old tracks right now, but who knows where. There's several bucks in here, so there's got to be some does someplace, maybe up a little bit higher, I don't know. They're all heading up this way, so we're going where they're going. What do you say? You say we get going. Let's go. That's a nice one right there. Shavings right on top of the snow, classic. Let's catch him. Working with some thin snow here, but we just picked up this track. It's going to be a little hard going because the snow's getting thin, but you know, that was me. Crust is broken out of it. We made it scrape. That definitely was last night, sometime during the night, maybe this morning early, who knows, but gonna have to keep looking up ahead of us to try to stay on him. But he's a good one, and right where Hal was just telling me two bucks went through here last year, so just happened to stumble on it, so we're going to give it a shot. It's a nice piece of woods up through here, and hopefully we can catch up to him quick, see what happens. But he's scraping, so he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Let's get going.
It's the first day I'm over in the Adirondacks hunting, and we got a little bit of snow last night. There was a little bit on the ground, and we got a little bit last night, but it's warmed up and it's dripping. It's kind of half rain, half snow. It isn't going to last long, but just trying a spot never been to before. Walk back in. I can see quite a few old tracks punched through the leaves, and I've seen a few, late night tracks as it snowed about, I don't know, sometime after midnight. And my buddy Steve, got him on a buck track, and he's on that, so I'm just headed off in kind of a westerly direction towards a bigger mountain, and trying to see if I can get up out of the softwood and get into some hardwood. There's probably going to be more snow out in the open. The trees are kind of holding it up in here, but I'll keep going, see if I can cut a buck track. Good day to get one, good quiet day. This woods here is pretty nice for softwoods. It's fairly open, but I'd like to get into some hardwood ridges and, you know, see if I can strike a buck up in there. We'll see if we can show you some action here. I've been walking for 4 hours now up in it was a great big bowl up in this mountain. Plenty of old tracks like yesterday, day before, you know, that have snowed in. I can see them underneath last night's snow. They've got about an inch. Finally, I just hit a track, and it's probably made, you know, early this morning, because it's been kind of freezing rain today, and that's what it looks like is in it. It's kind of pockmarked and kind of washed out, but he looks like a pretty decent buck. It's 2 o'clock. I ain't got much time. I'm way back in. He's kind of going pretty good direction. Not the way I need to get out, but not too bad. So I'll take it for a while, see what happens. Either cross a fresh one, hopefully, or he heads the way I want to go. But it looks pretty good for a Adirondack's track. They're not, the feet aren't as big as back in Maine, but he's got a pretty good stride, kicking right along here. Well, I forgot my camera yesterday, but we moved places up here. We're up in the Adirondacks, and where we were, there was it had rained and made a crust, and there wasn't enough snow that came afterwards to kind of dampen her out. So we moved a little north, a little bit west, found some snow yesterday, but time we got maps and got hunting, it was later in the day, and I did find a track way back in late in the day. The time I found the track is kind of a funny thing, because every night it snowed in the night, so it's been hard to find tracks and the first thing in the morning. But anyway, we didn't I had jumped that buck before I even knew it. Just happened to be where I hit his track. It was, you know, he was laying up on this ridge there. So anyway, didn't get him. Well, we got another morning here. Decided to come into a new place I'd looked at, I don't know, a couple years ago, scouting. Hadn't come back in this trail. I'm on a hiking trail going back in these Adirondack Park here, and we walked back in about a mile, and I got my buddy Steve on just an average sized buck track. It looked like it was either running with another buck or following a doe, so he was going to take them and see where it led. And I've been walking another a good mile back in, and I've just cut a track that's a pretty good track for here. I mean, it's how you doing? Well, I've been hiking this trail back in the Adirondacks here, and I got Steve on a track about a mile back in, an average sized buck, and I come about another mile, and I just cut this fresh buck track. Looks like a pretty good one for over here. I'm still not used to the size of the tracks, but it looks like a pretty good one. I'm going to take it anyways. It snowed in the night, 2-3 inches, and lucky there's anything showing, so I'll take this buck, see what happens. Here's his track. Well, he's taking me up. He's zigzagging these ridges. He hasn't found any does yet. I've crossed up a couple of smaller buck tracks along the way. Just got in where Another buck tracks in the same one in there. He's been running these kind of some old bogs way back in here. Dried up bogs. Maybe I can catch him out one of these bogs sooner or later here. Get a little wind coming up, a little snow blowing. It's a good day. Good day for hunting here. See what happens. Well, kind of a crazy thing just happened here. This buck come out. This bog kind of opened up into a pond, and he's been feeding up the edge of it. And there was a little snow in the track because we got a power flurry there. So I was just easing along, come around the corner, and was looking up ahead, and I heard a snap in the woods. It's thick in there on the right, going in the woods there, and I heard a snap. I stopped for a minute and hear nothing else. Well, I went in there and I spooked him back. He wasn't bedded or anything. He'd like he fed up this pond for a ways, turned and got inside the wood line in that thick stuff and was working his way back parallel to himself just in the wood line. And I spooked him anyways. I don't know if he'll be too spooked because I kind of bumped him head on. I don't know if he thought I was on his track from behind him or not, so. But I'm gonna have a sandwich anyways and see what happens. He's fresh now anyway. Pretty spot up in here. I just ducked in the woods here to sit down and have a sandwich, and when I was coming in where the track was, there's another track. You either spend a lot of time wandering or there's a different buck come in, because I stayed on the one that I brought in there. I just kind of poked out to get out in the hardwoods here, and it's going up another deer's track that's coming back in. But the fresher one's walking out of it, so might be 2 bucks in here, but I'm gonna eat my sandwich anyways. They're both pretty freshened up. I gotta eat 11 o'clock. I missed my 10 o'clock sandwich, so. And then I'm gonna try to figure this out here, what's going on. See what happens. Good day to be in the big woods. There's a small buck down in there, burping at it. See if he'll come in. Where's your daddy? Hey, where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? Pretty cool. Looks like there's been, I don't know what's going on here. After I ate my sandwich, I took a big track out of there, the one I thought I was on, and there's two other running tracks in here, like the buck chasing a doe. I don't know what the heck's going on yet, and I was trying to stay on these tracks and circle the area where the one went that I spooked before, but there's a little bunch of deer right here, so maybe I can catch them chasing here somewhere, but I'll keep poking along here and see what happens. Maybe that little spiker will take me to his daddy. Take two. Must have hit the button, I don't know when. But that spike horn was dubbing all around in this little valley here. I've been kind of trying to figure out these tracks, but his foot's pretty big. Probably like a yelling buck back home, but I just come to a rub on a beach here and the horn marks are in the snow, so there's a different buck here. His tracks going out. I'm going to take that one. Well, I ended up, I had to get out of that spot I was in earlier. Tracked up so much, I couldn't, there was several tracks the same size and they get crisscrossed, and of all things I run into two hunters in there, so I cleared out and I took an old track back in another direction, and ended up, he had got up and fed during the day and I bumped him. I didn't even know it. I hadn't even freshened his track up. He went down the cedar bog and there was a few more deer in there, and it might have been another buck, because now I got a buck running with a doe. I see where the beds were there, buck running with a doe. I just see the lamb, and I don't have much time. I'm just peeking over a couple more knolls and see what I can, maybe if they'll slow up, maybe I'll get a peek. If not, I gotta cut out of here. It's getting late. Well, gotta call it quits. Buck's headed south, trucks to the north. Another day under the belt. Nothing I'd rather be doing.